Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time for us to talk about the Shiu defense today because boy, oh boy, I've done a little bit of experimenting. I've done a little bit of a couple of trial runs with a couple of teams, and I have come to the conclusion that this is quite possibly the worst Shiu defense in the history of the game. Oh my goodness, is this thing horrifically balanced? Because on side one, you have the massive issue of, well, you probably guessed it, you have a combination of HP inflation, one of the most despicable boss movesets in the game, and camera issues in the game with Jane, and of course, on top of all of that, Miasma. And you want to know the best part about this version of the Shiu defense? Is that the Miasma bar on this Jane, which we all know is a pain in the ass to take down, literally regenerates. If you do not beat this floor within about 2 minutes and 10 seconds, 2 minutes 20 seconds, you will have to go through a second Miasma bar. It is one of the most disgusting things I think I've ever seen in a gacha game as a whole. A mechanic that's this absurdly ridiculous. As we go ahead and we show off the team we're going to be using against Jane, we're going to be running it with this buff in mind. Agent crit damage increases by 20%, and anomaly proficiency will increase by 40 points. So we're clearly shilling, right, a lot of anomaly-focused, crit anomaly-focused teams. Miyabi should be a top pick over here because both of these stats benefit her. And then you're going to have a second buff where when a support agent uses their EX special skill or aftershock, all members' attack will increase by 20%, and your anomaly damage will increase as well. So you should be thinking, damn, a Lucy Bernice Miyabi team is going to pop off over here. Let's go ahead. Let's see how that team looks. And second, we will be making sure to swap out the Lucy for the new limited character that's coming out because, of course, we want to see just how shilly the buffs are and if the new units are required to clear content. Before we go in and we actually show off the clear, let me show you the teammates that I'm using. This Miyabi is a little bit stacked. 3.6k attack, 75.4% crit rate, 147 crit damage, right? You can just look at those stats as a whole. You know she's going to cook. She's also got her W engine.
This is the
Next up, for the Bernice. Well, this is what we're going to have. 2.4k attack, 368 anomaly proficiency, 1.56 ER. I know I probably could do with a little bit more proficiency, but this is already looking fine enough to clear. It should be enough to clear most of the content in the game. And she's going to be on Weeping Gemini with this set. And then next up, for the Lucy, we're going to be having 2.5k attack, relatively modest looking crit rate, and she's also only going to be M5. I do not have her M6, so we'll be having to make sure to go back to her often to reset the buff. So, yeah, she's going to be on 4-piece Astral and the 2-piece Swing Jazz. And so for the W engine, Lucy is just going to have Kaboom the Cannon, her own. So we're all basically set. We got either the best option for the DPSs or their best free-to-play option, and that's what we're going to be running with. For the Bang Boo that's going to be assisting, we're going to have Snap, the general use case one. So let's go ahead and see how this team does against Miasma Jane. And make sure you pay attention to the camera work, because this boss, just think about fighting it yourself when you see some of the animations. So we start off with a skill. We get the buffs of the team going. All right, we get off our first charge attack, right? Cool stuff. Refresh our skill over here. And now we're just farming, right? We're just farming stacks on Miyabi. Great stuff. Get out some parries. Very cool. Reset our Bernice's shit. All right, we're back to Miyabi. And this is probably where I should be waiting for Miasma to pop, right? So I'm not actually going to... Okay, she's just not using her miasmic fucking moves. This is great. So yeah, one of the great things about Miasma bosses is that you sometimes just gotta wait until they decide to like use their moveset. There we go. Oh, whoopsies. Hopefully she'll be hittable. Okay, she was. Nice. Oh, hey, I guess we optimized it there, boys.
Victory, the only option.
So we're chaining together our 3 ultimates right now. Make sure we refresh our birdies. All right. We got some good birding, right? You would assume that the clear is going pretty decent right now. Boy, oh boy, do I have something to tell you. We're gonna need a little bit more help than this, boys. Because this boss has a fuck ton of HP. Almost an unethical amount of HP, if we're frankly being on. Oh, okay, all right. Missed our Lucy skill. Let's make sure we hit it this time. Look at the time, boys. Look at the time with this gameplay. We're at 2 minutes, and it still has 1/4 of its HP left. With the builds that you just saw. And it has a second Miasma shield. What do you do against this thing? What do you do against it? I would say that's pretty okay gameplay. That seems pretty decent to me. I'm doing my swap cancels. I'm doing all this shit. And a second shield is spawning at 225. I have a 0% chance of clearing this in the time limit of 2 minutes. It's not possible. There's literally, even with a fully built team, no resistances, and playing into the buff. I'm playing into the floor buff. I'm getting attribute anomaly bonus. I'm getting crit damage. I'm getting attack. I'm getting all of this. And did I even make an error in the gameplay? Did I even overcap on Miyabi at all? Was I not using every single... I delayed a little bit to spam ults during the Miasma window. What did I do horrifically wrong to get a 3-minute clear? I am using the best DPS in the game. I'm into no resistance. I'm using characters that match the buff. What did I do wrong here? Why do I deserve to get a 3-minute clear? Are you telling me this is good design? What did I do to deserve a second Miasma shield, brother? This is what your clears look like. Why do I have a second one? What did I do wrong? What did I do incorrectly on the build side, on the gameplay side, on the roster slotting side? I did everything that I'm supposed to, except pull Yuzuha. And I now get a 3-minute clear. With that run in mind, and clearly the big issues with HP inflation, all of that stuff, very, very, very clear. Why don't we just see what this looks like when you do use the on-banner character as intended? What does it look like when I just go ahead and I replace Lucy, the 4-star alternative, who is still interacting very, very, very well with this buff, by the way. She is excelling when it comes to triggering this and re-triggering it. I made sure we had full uptime on this bad boy. Let's see what it looks like when we replace the Lucy with the character that you're supposed to use. And the best thing is, we're just using the same pieces on her. And we're gonna give her Kaboom the cannon. And we're also gonna put on this attack piece. And that'll be that. We're just gonna put this unit in. And we'll see how it goes, ladies and gents. Nothing changes. We just switched the weapon and gave her the set. You know, I'm just gonna fuck up a ton of the gameplay. I don't really care, to be honest. Huh, the damage seems a bit higher, isn't it?
My blade is ready.
Oh, she's already in Miasma. That's cool.
Hey, let's have some fun. I swear on my blade. Your luck's run out. Go, Mama! Whoa! Careful, don't get scared.
Ha!
Shadow's blade.
Looks like I used the right unit, boys.
I'll spark the flame of battle. Stay focused. Press forward.
Ha! I used the right unit. I'm not playing any differently. It's just the new unit is broken. I even missed my Yuzuha's fucking skill there. Alright, now I'm kind of in no man's land. But you get it. We're gonna get under a 2-minute clear here. Wait, how much HP does she have? There you go. And we just get under a 2-minute clear there. If I don't fuck up that last attack. It's a 1-minute difference. A literal 1-minute difference. Because I put in the different character. I don't even think the design of the characters is the issue. I don't even think this is a matter of Yuzuha being broken, Yuzuha being overpowered, and Yuzuha being power creep. No, it's this retarded design with Miasma, where the boss spawns the shield a second time. And so if I don't pull the newest character who gives me the damage I need to push through and finish her off before the Miasma shield re-triggers, my clear is a minute longer. Not because of Yuzuha being broken, but because of Miasma. Miasma is the only reason why it occurs. It's only because of Miasma. And if that mechanic didn't exist, if that mechanic wasn't ruining this game and forcing you, in this case, to pull the newest unit to be able to clear with an S, it would just be so much better of an endgame experience. But this is disgusting. This is ridiculous. This is legitimately the worst boss design, worst mechanic design I have ever seen. And to just go ahead and so shamelessly do something as ridiculous as make the boss's shield pop 2 times in one fight is absurd. A Miasma shield coming up again at the 2-minute 20-second mark? Are we serious here? I legitimately think an S rank isn't even possible here using this anomaly team. What's the point of a second Miasma shield popping? Let me know. What does a second Miasma shield at 2 minutes and 20 seconds do? Other than just fuck players in the ass. You were barely clearing if you did a 230 anyway. The actual mark for an S rank in this game, or in this Shiu defense, you gotta clear it before 219. You gotta clear it before 220. Because if you don't, you have a second Miasma shield that forces your clear to 3+ minutes. I told you this was going to be an issue. I said so many times that Miasma was going to fuck up this game's endgame, and you guys called me stupid. You guys called me a baiter. You just said that I was farming for content, when this entire time, all I was doing, ladies and gentlemen, was just warning you about the dumb shit that Hoyoverse always does when it comes to the fucking endgame. They will fuck you and they will fuck the endgame up. And they just did it. This is the biggest example of fucking the player I have ever seen. I have never been fucked this hard before by a pay-to-win mechanic, where the HP inflation has gone so high that you cannot clear before 230 without pulling the newest limited unit. You can't do it. And then, on top of that, I'm baffled. I'm baffled that the design of this is this bad. I'm so baffled that they're shilling the newest unit this fucking much. I'm so baffled that they HP inflated so high that you need this character's damage buffs to even have a chance of clearing. Who cares about how well you fucking play? Who cares? What a stupid decision by this developer team to try to keep pushing this miasma mechanic. And you want to know the best part about all of this? Both bosses have it. She got miasma, and this thing got miasma too. It's a double miasma Shiu 7. What are we doing here? This has to be the most unfun reset I've ever played. One of the most disgusting resets I've ever played. I don't know how anybody that plays this game can actually enjoy this version of the Shiu reset. This is legitimately not fun. It's not fun to have your run ended at 220 instead of 230 because the game decided you aren't doing enough damage. So because you're not doing enough, we're going to add an additional 30, 40 seconds to your clear time. Literally kicking the player while they're down. You're already nearly at the limit for the clear at 220, and then they kick you while you're down by putting on a second shield. Who designed that? Like, who's supposed to look at that mechanic and be like, oh yeah, that's good. Oh, I definitely don't feel FOMO now. Oh, I definitely don't feel like this game is pay to win now. When you're literally told you need to get more damage, and if your builds are already complete, how are you going to get more damage? Oh, by pulling new fucking characters. Because how in God's fucking name are these two DPS units? How in God's name is this Bernice and this Miyabi getting a 3-minute clear when not making any egregious mistakes in my run? When actually playing the run pretty well. I got a 3-minute clear against Miasma Jane. Nah, brother. Nah, brother. Fuck that shit. That's not real. That's artificial. It's artificially designed by these developers so that you feel the pressure to pull. You're not pulling characters in this game to have fun. Otherwise, this dumb bitch wouldn't just be a one-button character. If you were meant to have fun with this unit, she would do more than just press E and then go do something else. This unit is a fucking mastery. She's a fucking cinema for other characters. Her and Astra Yao, who ironically enough are the strongest characters in the game. You don't actually fucking play them. You don't do anything with them. They just sit there and inject steroid packs into your team and make them stronger. And I guess they're just must-pull fucking units with how the state of this game is. Because the damage numbers required to clear this content with an S has skyrocketed to degrees that should be criminal. Let me know what you all think, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you can see firsthand how big of a fucking disaster this is and how these developers over at Hoyoverse have turned a game that had potential into another pay-to-win piece of trash cash grab. Why does it keep happening day after day? Who knows?